What is expansion of an idea? An idea is basically a quote, proverb, or a slogan. Proverbs or quotes tend to give out a certain message to the reader. They contain a moral lesson which has to be explained elaborately in such a way that the explanation gives the full idea about the message of the idea. Most often, the given idea is figurative and metaphoric in nature. The words in the idea or proverb may represent some other idea. For example, let's study a proverb. You must have often heard people saying, "Where there is a will, there is a way." Many times it happens that we are trying to achieve a task, but the situation at that moment seems to be against us. We may find ourselves helpless and might think of giving up. This particular proverb is quoted when we have little hope. It is said to motivate us and teach us that we will eventually find a way of achieving what we want with a strong will and determination. But in order to make the readers understand the message of the proverb in depth, a detailed explanation of the idea is necessary. Since quotes and proverbs are one-liners, readers need an elaborate illustration to comprehend the idea and its moral. Format of expansion of theme. The elaboration of the idea or theme must be framed in about 150 to 180 words. The first paragraph must contain both literal and introductory meaning briefly so that the readers get acquainted with the idea. The second paragraph should contain an in-depth explanation of what is stated in the first paragraph. This elaboration should have synonyms and substitute words of those used in the idea. The third paragraph should be a closing statement summarizing the moral of the idea. This conclusion should be very precise and impactful. The elaboration should have the following characteristics in order to be effective. The theme must be analyzed first to get a clear idea of what it wants to convey. If possible, the elaboration should have a real-life example from the writer's life so that the message becomes relatable and convincing. Use of simple and lucid language is preferable as it makes the readers perceive the message well. The given idea is generally figurative. Thus, the use of simple synonyms for the words in the idea makes it convenient to understand. The content must be grammatically correct. Let's take a couple of examples. Be the change you want to see. This proverb literally means that we need to imbibe all those principles or values that we always think the world around us should imbibe. It means that we should advocate only what we ourselves practice. We do not have any right to criticize the world of something we ourselves are not following. Many times we come across people who just keep on criticizing people or the world in general. They are not aware whether they themselves are actually following the philosophy. Or sometimes there are also those people who know their own contradiction but still keep on saying bitter things to the world. There was an author who advocated women's rights and talked about freedom of women. The entire world recognized him as a liberal thinker and writer. What they did not know was that his own wife used to fall a victim to his conservative approach towards women. He had kept her confined to kitchen and other domestic chores. He wrote all the ideals and principles that the felt society should uphold. But his own mindset had not come out of its shell. Unfortunately, he himself was chained to the same social attitude. He himself was a part of the same society that he was criticizing. Most of the times it happens that man is unable to notice his own discrepancy. Man needs a mature mind even to understand that he is contradicting himself. One should be able to do an impartial scrutiny of one's own mind. It is very easy to be an armchair critic, but it is very difficult to bring the same change in oneself. We have right to bring to notice the flaws of the society only when we have attuned ourselves with those ideals. There is a proverb with a similar meaning in Marathi language as well. It goes like this: Jaga sange brahmadnyan, swataha korde pashan. This proverb aptly conveys the meaning of our original proverb. We should first be the change that we wish to see in others. Fruits of labor are sweeter than the gifts of fortune. There are people who make efforts for what they want to achieve, and then there are some people who don't show much interest in their work. There are some who are very rich and get everything because of their sound financial condition, and there are many who have to work very hard to earn a good living. The given proverb tries to teach us that the accomplishments earned by our hard work, however small, are valuable than things which we get merely because of our fortune. There were two friends, namely Rajesh and Soham. Rajesh was quite wealthy, while Soham had to always face problems since childhood. Rajesh was aware of his sound financial condition and got everything without demanding it. Rajesh inherited a big house and a big property from his father. On the other hand, Soham worked really very hard day and night to achieve his dreams. Many years passed and Soham had built a house for his family and also secured a good job with a handsome salary. When they met after many years, Soham noticed that Rajesh had become exorbitant but wasn't happy with his massive riches. He was impatient about acquiring many more material assets. He figured out that since Rajesh had always got what he wanted, he didn't value the money that he owed. Soham did not spend like Rajesh because he knew how hard it was to earn money. He knew the value of the money. He was proud that he did not get all that wealth without deserving it. Soham was happy about his belongings. He was proud that he had not become discontented like Rajesh. There is no pride in obtaining everything without efforts. No matter how little we have, if it is earned with honest efforts, we can be satisfied in it. An honest man can never be satisfied in obtaining things without endeavoring for it. Now, as you can see in both the expansions, the writer has unfolded the actual meaning of the theme in a way that it gives a clear idea of what the theme means. In the last paragraph, we read how the writer has emphasized the message of the theme in precise words. What did we learn? We learned that an idea, proverb, or a slogan is explained and expanded in detailed manner so as to get the crux of the idea. The writer may illustrate his or her personal experience in the process to shed more light on the message of the idea. The words in the idea, slogan, or proverb are figurative. Exercise. Expand the following ideas. Stitch in time saves 9. Time and tide wait for none. Health is wealth. All that glitters is not gold.